Chapter 8, Applying Course Concepts. Lesson 8.1, Reflecting on Your Journey Together. The importance of reflection in relationships. All right, let's face it, life gets busy. Between the chaos of work, social plans, and deciding who's responsible for replacing the toilet paper, it's easy to go on autopilot in your relationship. But reflection? Now, that's your secret weapon for keeping things fresh. It's like hitting the pause button to look back on everything you've accomplished as a team. It's a chance to high-five each other for surviving the tough stuff, laugh at the good times, and maybe even spot a few things you want to tweak moving forward. In this lesson, we'll talk about why reflection is awesome for your relationship and throw in some fun ways to get reflective without making it a snooze fest. Why reflection matters. Celebrates progress. Look at you two, crushing goals and handling life's curveballs. Reflecting gives you a chance to see just how far you've come, from figuring out how to live together without losing it over laundry to achieving bigger goals as a team. Reinforces connection. Reflection is basically a shortcut to remembering all the reasons you fell for each other in the first place. It's a chance to stroll down memory lane and relive the good times and laugh at the weird ones. Encourages growth. Let's be real. Nobody's perfect. Reflection helps you spot areas where you could level up, whether it's communicating better or just learning to let the little things go, like how they stack the dishwasher wrong every time. Builds gratitude. When you reflect, you get to say, hey, thanks for being awesome. It's an opportunity to acknowledge all the ways your partner supports you, making both of you feel extra appreciated. How to reflect on your relationship. Reflection doesn't have to feel like homework. Here are some easy, meaningful ways to reflect on your relationship without it feeling like a therapy session. 1. Schedule regular check-ins. No need to overthink this. Just set aside a little time every month, or whenever works, to ask each other how things are going. Talk about what's working, what needs a little work, and take a moment to celebrate any wins, big or small. 2. Write letters to each other. If you're feeling extra sappy or just want to impress, try writing a letter to your partner. Share your gratitude, highlight the progress you've made as a couple, and talk about your hopes for the future. Plus, bonus points for handwritten notes. They're always a winner. 3. Create a memory journal. Got a flair for the sentimental? Start a memory journal where you jot down the highlights of your relationship, those sweet moments, funny memories, and the milestones you've hit together. It's like your own personal relationship time capsule. 4. Celebrate milestones. Anniversaries, birthdays, or even random Tuesdays. Use these moments to reflect on how far you've come. Pop some champagne, or your beverage of choice, and toast to all the good stuff. 5. Practice gratitude together. Make it a habit to thank each other for the little things. Whether it's for taking out the trash or just being there on a tough day, saying thank you goes a long way in keeping the love alive. Reflection exercise. Ready to get reflective? Ask yourselves, what challenges have you tackled together, and how did they make you stronger as a couple? What moments are you most proud of in your relationship? How can you keep growing together in the future? Taking time to reflect on your journey as a couple isn't just about looking back. It's about celebrating your progress, appreciating the present, and making sure your future together is even brighter. Cheers to that! Great job on completing this lesson. Before we continue, I want to give a quick shout out to our premium course. It's packed with extra resources to help you along your journey. Tired of these little promo breaks? Just a reminder, the premium course audio is 100% ad-free, so you can listen uninterrupted. Struggling with something specific in your relationship? The premium course offers more than just general advice. You can submit your personal questions and get detailed answers that speak directly to your situation. Upgrade today at freemarriagecourse.com. That's freemarriagecourse.com. Now, back to the course. Lesson 8.2. Creating a plan for continued growth. Why ongoing growth is important. Let's be honest. Relationships aren't something you can just put on cruise control. If you want a relationship that's as strong and thriving in 10 years as it is now, maybe even stronger, you've got to keep growing together. Think of it like tending to a plant. Water it, give it some sunlight, and maybe even chat with it a bit. Okay, the chatting part is optional. Creating a plan for continued growth helps keep you and your partner on the same page, working toward goals and staying connected. In this lesson, we'll walk you through how to create a growth plan so you can keep the love alive and build an amazing future together. Because who doesn't want that? How to create a growth plan. 1. Set shared goals. Sit down and dream a little. What do you want to achieve together? Maybe it's a big goal like buying a house, or a smaller one like making sure you have more fun date nights. Whether they're long-term or short-term, having shared goals gives you both something to work toward as a team. 2. Focus on personal growth. Just because you're a couple doesn't mean you have to do everything together. Encourage each other to grow individually too. Maybe your partner wants to take up a new hobby, or you're thinking about going back to school. Supporting each other's personal growth makes you stronger together and as individuals. 3. Regularly review your progress. Check in from time to time. Think of it like a relationship status update, but way less awkward than the ones on Facebook. Celebrate your wins, no matter how small, and adjust your goals as needed. This keeps things fresh and moving in the right direction. 4. Stay flexible. Life can be unpredictable. Hello, 2020. Don't panic if you have to change your plans. Stay open to adjusting your goals as life throws its curveballs, and make sure to talk things through if circumstances change. 5. Prioritize your relationship. Growth takes time, so make sure you're dedicating some of it to each other. Whether it's a weekly date night, a daily chat, or planning a weekend getaway, prioritizing time together keeps the connection strong and the growth happening. Flash reflection exercise. Grab your partner and have a chat about your relationship goals. What do you both want for the future? And how can you work toward those dreams together? How can you support each other's personal growth? Maybe even cheer each other on during that yoga class or side hustle. What steps can you take to make sure your relationship stays a top priority? By creating a plan for growth, you'll keep your relationship thriving, aligned, and ready to tackle whatever the future throws your way. Together. Lesson 8.3. Maintaining a thriving relationship over time. The key to a long-lasting, fulfilling relationship. Let's be real. Keeping a relationship thriving isn't about over-the-top romantic gestures every single day, though hey, surprise flowers never hurt. It's the little things that add up. Spending time together, showing you care, and putting in the effort to stay connected. Relationships, much like your favorite houseplant, need regular attention and care to flourish. And just like your plants, if you ignore them for too long, well, things might get a little droopy. In this lesson, we'll cover some tried and true strategies to help you keep your relationship strong, fresh, and full of love, without needing to learn a single complicated dance routine for TikTok. Strategies for maintaining a thriving relationship. 1. Prioritize quality time. Life is hectic. Between work, family, and trying to remember if you paid the electric bill, it's easy to let quality time slip. But even if it's just binge watching a show together or grabbing takeout, make time for each other. That emotional connection won't maintain itself. 2. Keep the lines of communication open. Talk it out, even when you'd rather scroll through your phone. Regular check-ins keep the little annoyances from turning into big ones, and they help you stay in sync emotionally. Plus, it's a good excuse to hear each other's voice. 3. Show appreciation. Don't underestimate the power of saying thank you or tossing out a random compliment. Noticing the little things, like how your partner always remembers to buy your favorite snacks, goes a long way in keeping the love alive. 4. Stay curious about each other. Just because you know what your partner orders at every restaurant doesn't mean you know everything. Keep asking questions, share random thoughts, and keep learning about each other. This keeps the relationship fun and exciting. 5. Be adaptable. Life has a funny way of throwing curveballs. Whether it's a new job or a surprise move, being adaptable and tackling changes together as a team will strengthen your relationship and probably give you a few good stories to laugh about later. 6. Celebrate each other's successes. When your partner wins, you win. Whether they nailed a work presentation or finally beat that video game level, be their loudest cheerleader. 7. Resolve conflicts constructively. Disagreements are inevitable, but how you handle them can make or break the vibe. Stay calm, talk it out, and work on finding a solution together, because the goal is to win as a team, not as individuals. 8. Invest in intimacy. Keep the spark alive by making time for both emotional and physical intimacy. This could be anything from having deep conversations to just holding hands during your Netflix marathons, whatever makes you both feel connected. Challenges to maintaining a thriving relationship. Even when things are great, life has a way of tossing a few hurdles your way. Complacency. When things get comfy, it's easy to coast. But if you're not careful, complacency can sneak in, and before you know it, you're spending more time with your phone than with your partner. External stressors. Whether it's work drama or family obligations, outside stress can put a strain on your relationship. Make sure the stress stays outside and doesn't come between you. Drifting apart. Life gets busy, and if you're not intentional about staying connected, you might find yourselves drifting apart. Keep checking in and make the effort to stay close. How to overcome these challenges. Here's how to tackle those challenges and keep your relationship thriving. Reignite the spark. Feeling like things are a little too routine? Mix it up. Plan a surprise date, try something new together, or go on an adventure, even if it's just exploring a new coffee shop. A little spontaneity goes a long way in keeping things exciting. Manage stress together. If stress is creeping in, team up to handle it. Whether that means divvying up chores or just venting to each other after a long day, work together to keep stress from dampening the connection. Stay present. If you notice you've been a little distracted or distant lately, bring yourself back to the moment. Put down the phone, turn off the TV, and be fully present with your partner. Reflection exercise. Think about where your relationship stands right now and ask yourselves, what's going great in our relationship? And where could we use a little tune-up? How can we be more intentional about nurturing our connection? Are there any challenges we need to tackle to make sure we stay strong? By staying mindful, putting in the effort, and keeping things fun, you can make sure your relationship stays thriving and fulfilling for the long haul. No grand gestures required, unless you're really into those. Lesson 8.4. Maintaining balance between individuality and togetherness. The importance of balancing individuality and togetherness. The classic relationship dance. Finding the sweet spot between, I love you, but I also need some me time. It's a delicate balance, like making sure you don't hog the blankets at night or picking a Netflix show you'll both enjoy. Healthy relationships need both closeness and space to thrive. Sure, it's great to binge watch shows together, but it's also nice to have your own hobbies, goals, and guilty pleasures, like that secret snack stash. When both partners can do their own thing and come together as a couple, the relationship stays fresh and strong. You avoid feeling smothered or resentful, and everyone gets to grow in their own awesome way. Let's dive into how to master the art of balancing individuality and togetherness without stepping on each other's toes. Key benefits of balancing individuality and togetherness. 1. Fosters personal growth. Giving each other space to pursue individual interests means you both keep growing and evolving. Plus, you bring new and interesting things to the relationship, whether it's learning to make killer guacamole or suddenly knowing a lot about rock climbing. 2. Prevents resentment. Nobody likes feeling like they've given up too much for the relationship. By keeping a balance, you avoid that "I used to be fun" feeling and make sure you're both feeling fulfilled, not stifled. 3. Strengthens emotional intimacy. Believe it or not, time apart can actually boost your emotional connection. It gives you something to miss and more to talk about when you come back together, like, hey, I took up painting. 4. Encourages mutual respect. Supporting each other's individuality shows that you value your partner as a whole person, not just a plus one in your life. That mutual respect deepens the trust and strengthens the relationship. Challenges in balancing individuality and togetherness. Of course, it's not always easy to find that balance. Sometimes, couples run into a few bumps, such as Fear of separation. Worried that too much space means you're drifting apart? It can lead to clinginess, and suddenly you're texting each other 100 times a day just to stay connected. Guilt. Ever feel bad about pursuing your own interests, like you're abandoning your partner for your book club? That guilt can hold you back from embracing your own individuality. Different expectations. Maybe one of you needs more alone time and the other thrives on constant togetherness. These different preferences can create tension if not handled well. How to balance individuality and togetherness. Here's the good news. Balancing the two isn't as tricky as juggling flaming swords, though it sometimes feels like it. With a bit of communication and respect, you can make it work. Here's how. 1. Communicate openly about your needs. It all starts with a conversation. Be upfront about how much space or together time you need and encourage your partner to do the same. Clear boundaries, fewer misunderstandings. 2. Support each other's interests. Got a passion for woodworking? A newfound obsession with yoga? Whatever it is, cheer your partner on and expect the same in return. Supporting each other's hobbies keeps things fresh and fun. 3. Schedule time for both. It's all about balance. Set aside time for date nights and couple activities, but also make sure to pencil in some solo time to recharge your own batteries. 4. Respect boundaries. If your partner needs a night to themselves, let them have it. And when you need space, expect the same respect. Time apart doesn't mean emotional distance. It's just a healthy way to keep the relationship balanced. 5. Reconnect after time apart. After some solo time, make an effort to reconnect. Swap stories, share what you've been up to, and enjoy catching up. It'll bring you closer and remind you why you love being together. 6. Avoid codependency. It's all about having your own identity and being part of a couple. Make sure you're not relying on your partner for your entire sense of self-worth. You're amazing on your own, and so are they. Reflection exercise. Time to check in. Do you feel like your individuality is respected and supported in your relationship? How's the balance between time spent together and time spent apart? Are both of you happy with it? Are there any adjustments you could make to ensure both of you have the space to grow while still nurturing the relationship? By finding the right balance between individuality and togetherness, you're setting the stage for a healthy, fulfilling relationship where both of you can thrive. After all, you're a team, just one with your own unique plays. As we wrap up Secrets to a Happy Marriage, give yourselves a well-deserved pat on the back. You made it. You've journeyed through the ups, downs, and all the in-betweens of what it takes to nurture a lasting, happy marriage. Whether it was learning to navigate tricky conversations, celebrating each other's wins, or finding that perfect balance between me time and we time, you're now armed with the tools to keep your relationship thriving. But remember, this isn't a one-time thing. A strong marriage is built on those everyday moments. The little acts of kindness, the random I love yous, and the ability to laugh together, even when things get tough. Keep watering that relationship plant. Give it plenty of sunlight and maybe a little fertilizer when needed, metaphorically speaking, of course. So, here's to you both. May your marriage continue to grow stronger, filled with love, laughter, and a few inside jokes that only the two of you understand. You've got this. Now, go enjoy your happily ever after, complete with all the real-life adventures that come with it. OMG, we made it to the end of the course. Now you may be thinking to yourself, wow, that was a lot of info. And you're right. Realistically, nobody masters anything the first time through. You didn't learn your times tables by going over them once, and you won't internalize all these lessons with just one listen. And if you're like many others, you may be thinking, this was great, but I'm still not sure how to apply all this stuff to my own situation. Don't worry. I got you. These concerns are exactly why we created the premium course. When you purchase the premium course, you can easily refer back to the written guide when you can't quite remember that one thing you heard that you wanted to try with your partner. Better yet, check out one of the 25 common scenarios and the associated solutions that come with the premium. Here's a sample of just a few of the common questions we answer in the premium course. How can we resolve fights about my spouse's porn habits? How do we overcome emotional or physical infidelity? I feel a fight coming on. What strategies can I use to avoid falling into the escalation pattern? We've grown apart over the years and don't have much in common anymore. How do we reconnect? If you read those 25 common scenarios and still have questions, Premium includes the opportunity to ask us 5 questions about any lingering questions you might have. And as if you didn't hear this a million times, but if you want to purchase the Premium course, just go to freemarriagecourse.com. For the last time, that's freemarriagecourse.com. This concludes the course. Thanks for taking this journey with me. I truly hope it helps you achieve the relationship you've always wanted.